Glad you're with us here on the WS Daily. There is Ray. He's wearing blue. I got a blue shirt on. Matt Lee's got a blue tie on. We all got the memo. We're blue today.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing blue about the finance minister's announcement today that came earlier. What happened there, Matt?
So Stephen Polo's come out and he announced that the benchmark interest rate stayed the same. So it was at 0.5% of what they're lending out to the banks, which, you know, we never know what the banks are going to do with the interest rate, but it looks like right now it did come down a couple weeks ago. You know, and most people, we talked about a mortgage broker that I spoke to a couple weeks ago, Mortgage Professionals. He mentioned that it was right around 2.5% for a 5-year fix. So it seems to me that it's going to stay the same, you know, but we'll see what happens there. There is a little bit of concern about the ups and downs that are happening in the country right now, because like the GDP was up 2.5%, 2.4% in the first quarter.
What is that attributed to?
Well, we're actually exporting a lot, you know, and we're producing a lot. They're saying that our non-resource products, vehicles, parts, consumer goods, aircraft, electronics are doing very well.
Very healthy. Okay.
But what we're seeing is that the oil out west is not doing anything yet, and what they're saying is they're expecting the barrels of oil to stay the same, which is around 50, and they're expecting the dollar to stay around where it is, 70 to 77. You know, right now we're at 77.
And so even if that barrel of oil did cost maybe $10 more a barrel, it's still not good enough to put them
so
in
what
a
they
healthy
said,
position.
And that's right. So what they said was we've actually gone up $10 a barrel US from the beginning of April. And they're still saying it's not enough for a lot of the producers out there to break even.
So we're looking at non-resource
products to export. So that's where we're really continuing to go, and they're really expecting that to continue to pick up. So that's where we're really concentrating on as a country until we get the barrels of oil come back and Alberta starts to reproduce. So
okay, that 2.5% interest rate is still
cheap,
really good.
Very cheap.
If you're looking to borrow money. A year ago when we were talking about the numbers, would you have predicted 2.5 a year later?
Well, like back a year ago, I mean, I think it was 2.75, 2.8. I mean,
Which was even low then.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think we were below 3, if I can think, a year ago. I mean, I think that there was people signing at 2.99 for sure. You know, that's one of those numbers. So 2.5 is historically low. I mean, we had a month last month was like a historical amount of sales, and what they're saying for the real estate, and they're contributing part of that to the low interest rate. The other part that they came out and said today is that there is a concern about Toronto and Vancouver and how red hot the market was. They're not calling it a hot market anymore, they're calling it a red hot market, and they're saying that it's not sustainable. So I don't know what's going to happen with those markets, but with the low interest rate and with people paying the amount of money, and I don't know how you stop it, but it's...
I don't think it was sustainable 10, 15 years ago.
But you know what, it's funny. I mean, I sold a property one time for a gentleman that, you know, let's say it was around $250,000, and he said, you know what I bought this house for in 1963? He said I paid $7,500 for it. You know, so I mean, the thing is that, you know, you don't know. I mean, everybody says, oh, well, the prices are going to come back, maybe a little bit, but I mean, you just, time over time, you just see this growth, and I mean, you know.
Can I ask you a question here? So we have only about 20 seconds left, and this is just for my own curiosity.
Yeah.
In 2005, I sold my condo in Toronto. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 20th floor, facing Lake Ontario, floor-to-ceiling windows at the end of a building so I could see the west as well. I think I sold it for $253,000. How much would that condo be worth? Wood-burning fireplace, how much would that condo be worth now?
In 2005 to now?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Really?
Yeah, probably. I think it's something. Like if you're looking at last year, I think it increased 10%, and it was I would believe it was 10% in Toronto alone last year. So I mean, if you look from 2005 till now, that's 11 years.
But you know what? I am happier. I love Kingston, and I love my place now.
That's right.
And back then, I didn't know Matt Lee, so I am the richer person for having known Matt now.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Tell me how much.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Okay.